You think survival is simple. You think strength is enough. But here, in Ukraine in 2025, survival is not about strength. It is about cold mornings in empty apartments. It is about hunger that never fades. It is about sirens that shatter silence and nights that never feel safe. Every day is a battle, every hour a test, and the truth is, you would not survive her. Hey there, you are on the channel You Wouldn't Survive. Here we talk about what it really means to live through the hardest conditions. If you feel close to this format, don't forget to subscribe. And now, let's begin. You think you could survive here, in Ukraine, in the year 2025. You imagine yourself strong, adaptable, ready for anything. But the truth is, you would not last. Not even a week, maybe not even a single day. Let me take you through one morning, just one, a morning millions of people here know too well. By the end, you will understand why survival is not what you think it is. The alarm on your phone never rings because there's no power. The battery is dead. You wake not from sound, but from the cold biting at your face. The air itself is sharp. The room feels like the outside. You breathe out and see the fog of your own breath rising into the air. You reach for the switch on the wall. Nothing. Only silence. Only the dim gray of another frozen dawn. The heating has been off for weeks. You sleep in layers. A thin blanket. A mattress that feels like stone. Every surface carries the cold. Your fingers are stiff before you even leave the bed. You sit up slowly. Your joints ache as if you had been outside all night. You pull yesterday's sweater over your head, then another, then a jacket on top. Still, you shiver. The cold gets inside your bones and it stays there. You want coffee. Just coffee, nothing fancy, only something hot. You imagine the sound of boiling water, the smell of roasted beans, the comfort of holding a warm mug in your hands. But the electric kettle is dead plastic. The stove is lifeless steel. The gas is too expensive, and you are saving what little remains. So you drink water straight from the bottle. Cold, metallic, bitter. It hurts your teeth, and that is your breakfast. The refrigerator hums no more. It stands silent in the corner. The little food you had is slowly spoiling. Bread is dry. Cheese sweats in the damp cold. Vegetables rot one by one. You stare at them and think, should I eat them now or try to save them another day? Hunger is not always about empty shelves. Sometimes it's about making impossible choices with the little you have. You check your phone. The screen blinks to life for only a second. Battery almost gone. You look for a signal. Nothing. No internet, no news, no voice from the outside world. The power bank has been empty since yesterday. You put the phone back on the table. Its black screen stares at you like a mirror of your own helplessness. You sit in silence. There is no music, no television, no background noise of a working city. Only the occasional creak of the old building, the sound of the frost pressing against the windows. Outside, the streets are still. No cars pass, no voices rise. The silence feels heavier than the cold. And then the thought hits you. How will you know if there is an air raid alarm? How will you know when it is safe? You think of the sirens, of the times when the sound cuts through the silence like a knife. But now, without power, without signal, there will be no warning. Only sudden terror in the sky above you. You look around the room. The wallpaper is peeling. The corners are black with mold. The window glass is cracked. You taped it months ago, but the cold still finds its way through every gap. The floor feels damp under your feet. The smell of dust and damp concrete fills your nose. This is not a place of comfort. It is a place of survival. You hear footsteps in the stairwell, a neighbor going down maybe, to fetch water. You hear the metal door slam, then silence again. The people here move quietly, conserving their strength. No one speaks much. Conversations are short, practical. Words are energy, and energy is scarce. Your stomach growls. You remember the prices in the store. Bread, doubled in cost. Milk, rare. Meat, a luxury you can't afford. Even a simple apple feels like a prize. You count coins in your pocket, and you know they won't last. Every day you trade money for survival, and every day the money is worth less. You look outside. The street is covered in gray slush, snow mixed with dirt, puddles frozen into jagged shapes. A stray dog searches through the trash. Its ribs show through its fur. You recognize yourself in it. Both of you are looking for scraps. Both of you trying to last one more day. Your body is tired even before the day has begun. Your mind is heavy. You think about what waits outside. The cold wind, the broken transport, the endless lines in shops, the sirens that can start at any moment. You hesitate to leave the apartment, but you know you must. If you stay inside, you starve. If you go out, you freeze. Survival has no good options. You put on your boots. They are cracked, the soles worn thin. They don't keep the cold away, but they are all you have. You wrap a scarf around your neck. The wool is rough. It scratches your skin. You pull gloves over your stiff fingers. They are full of holes, but still better than nothing. Before leaving, you stop. You listen. You wait. The silence is deep. No alarm yet. No rumble in the distance. Just quiet. Dangerous quiet. You open the door, step into the stairwell. The air is colder here, and it smells of damp concrete and rust. The lights are off. The stairs are dark. You walk slowly, step by step, hand on the rail. Your breath echoes in the empty space. And as you reach the bottom, you know this is only the beginning. The day will not get easier. The cold will not leave. The hunger will not fade. And the fear will follow you with every step. So I ask again, do you still believe you could survive? You step outside the building, and the cold hits you like a wall. The wind cuts through every layer you put on. It stings your face, your ears, even your eyes. The streets are almost empty. Only a few people pass, their heads down, wrapped in scarves, moving quickly. No one smiles. No one talks. Every movement is purposeful, almost mechanical. The pavement is icy. You slip once, then again, steadying yourself on the railing. The slush mixes with dirt, turning every step into a struggle. Your boots soak through, and your socks will be wet by the time you reach the corner. Cold water seeps in and lingers, chilling your toes. You ignore it. You have to move. You have to survive. You reach the bus stop. The sign is faded, the timetable unreadable. The bus might come in 10 minutes, an hour, or never. People wait silently. Some lean against the wall, others huddled together, trying to share warmth. A child sits on a parent's lap, shivering, eyes wide. You feel a knot in your stomach. This is the life of millions. Children, adults, elderly, all surviving the same cold, the same uncertainty. When the bus arrives, it's crowded, standing room only. People press together. There's no heat inside. The windows are fogged. Everyone is quiet. A few cough. The sound echoes strangely in the small, vibrating space. You try to find balance as the bus jerks forward. Every stop brings more people. Every stop drains your strength a little more. You get off near the store. The line is long. Outside, people clutch plastic bags, shivering, trying to protect their hands from the cold while holding on to coins. You step in line. Time stretches. Minutes feel like hours. Every breath feels heavy. You look at the ground, frozen, cracked, uneven. The wind gusts again. Snow mixes with ash, dirt, and whatever remnants of the city remain from normal days. The line moves slowly. People talk in whispers, mostly about prices. Bread is 30% more this week. Milk is gone. They brought a few eggs. There is no laughter, no small talk. Conversations are short, practical. Survival has no room for stories or jokes. You shift your weight, your legs stiff from waiting. Hunger gnaws at your stomach. You clutch your coins tighter. You know that even a single mistake could leave you with nothing. Inside the store, the lights flicker. Some aisles are dark. Empty shelves stare at you. The food that remains is expensive. You pick up bread. Compare the price to what you have. Your hand trembles slightly. Every item is a decision. Every decision could cost you tomorrow. You put back some items. You hesitate over an apple, then decide against it. Luxury has no place here. The cashier is tired. Her hands are red from the cold, her eyes heavy. She moves slowly, mechanically, scanning items. There is no warmth in her voice, no energy, just the monotony of counting and bagging over and over. You watch her for a moment, and you see yourself reflected in her exhaustion. This is the face of a city under pressure, a people under strain. You leave the store carrying only what you need. The bag is light, but every step feels like carrying a weight. Outside, the wind hits again. You pull the bag closer to your chest, hunch over, trying to keep the cold from cutting through you. People pass silently. Some go home. Some go to work. Everyone moves through this frozen world, each lost in their own thoughts, their own survival. You walk past the playground. The swings hang still, frozen in midair. The slide is coated in ice. Children used to laugh here. You remember laughter. You remember warmth. Now it is only silence and frost. You step carefully past the metal bars. Your boots scrape against ice. The sound echoes, startling in the empty air. You glance at the sky, gray, heavy, low. It feels like it is pressing down on the city. The clouds are thick, unmoving. No sun, no light to warm you. The cold is not just outside, it is inside, in your bones, in your thoughts, in your soul. You feel the weight of every decision, every step, every coin spent. Survival is not heroic. It is exhausting. It is relentless. It is about getting through hour by hour, moment by moment. You walk past the corner where a few street vendors try to sell vegetables and fruits. Their tables are sparse: carrots, cabbage, a few potatoes. You bend over, inspecting the produce. Frost has touched it. Some items are cracked. The prices are high. You calculate in your head. You only buy what will last a few meals, nothing more, no indulgence. You feel the cold in your hands as you hold the bag. The wind whips around your shoulders. You tuck the bag under your arm and continue. People pass you by, some talking quietly about the latest news. Air raid warnings, blackouts, rationing. Words float through the cold air, heavy with fear. You do not speak. You do not ask questions. You only nod, moving forward, trying to keep your mind from dwelling too much on the danger. Awareness is constant here. Awareness is survival. Your fingers are numb. Your face is raw from the wind. You think about going back home, to the small apartment, the thin blanket, the silent fridge. And you know that the struggle will continue. Food will be scarce, power will be intermittent, the cold will not leave. Every day is a series of small battles. Every day is a fight to last another 24 hours. And as you walk down the street, you realize that even these small victories, getting food, staying warm, keeping your head down, feel like miracles. Because the city is relentless, the weather is relentless, and the people are weary. Survival here is not about strength alone. It is about enduring through every hour, every minute, every breath. By the time you reach home, the sun has done nothing to warm the city. You enter the building, climbing the stairs slowly. Your apartment smells faintly of damp. Your boots are wet. Your hands are stiff. You place the bag down carefully. You take a deep breath. You survived another segment of the day, but the struggle is far from over. And you ask yourself again, could you endure this for a week, a month, a year? The answer is clear, even before the day is done, probably not. You arrive at work, or maybe it's a classroom, depending on your life right now. The building stands cold and quiet. The lights flicker. Some don't turn on at all. Every room seems darker than it should be. The air smells of dust, damp, and old heating pipes. You rub your hands together, trying to get warmth from the friction. It does little. Your fingers are stiff, your face pale from the cold outside. The office is nearly empty. Some desks sit abandoned, papers scattered, chairs pushed askew. The windows are cracked, letting in drafts that slice across the room. You pull your coat tighter around yourself. Every movement takes effort. Every breath feels heavier. The quiet hum of computers is interrupted by occasional groans from the heating system, or maybe it is the building settling. You can't tell. The work itself, it's endless. Tasks pile up. Emails wait for replies. Reports need finishing. But the simplest thing takes more energy than it should. Your mind wanders to the cold apartment you left behind, to the thin blanket, to the empty fridge, and to the uncertain streets. And suddenly the spreadsheet, the lesson plan, the meeting notes, none of it matters as much. Survival is louder than deadlines. Hunger is heavier than exams. Outside, the wind rattles the windows. Occasionally, a siren whiles somewhere in the distance. Everyone freezes. People glance at phones, trying to see if it's a warning, a drill, or nothing. No one moves. Conversations stop. The sound fades, but the tension remains. You sit back, letting your eyes wander, staring at a gray ceiling, imagining the city beyond these walls. Lunch is a concept, not a comfort. Maybe you brought a sandwich, hard and dry, maybe a piece of fruit that has been in your bag for hours. You eat slowly, carefully, making it last as long as possible. Other people eat in silence. A few cough. Some wrap their thin coats around themselves as if trying to hold warmth inside. You chew mechanically, your mind elsewhere. Hunger is constant, not loud, but persistent. Every hour feels long. Every step, even within the office, is a negotiation with the cold. You type with stiff fingers, your hands aching. You shift your weight in the chair, trying to get warmth, but the layers of clothing and fatigue press down. You glance at the clock. Time moves, but it feels slower than usual. The day stretches endlessly, each moment a reminder that life is harder than you imagined. The phone vibrates. A message flashes. News. Blackouts in another district. Another air raid warning. You close it quickly, not wanting to read too much. The tension tightens in your chest. Even small alerts feel like threats. You glance at colleagues, their faces pale, eyes tired, masks of endurance. Everyone carries the same invisible weight, the knowledge that the day outside is unpredictable, dangerous, unforgiving. At some point, you stand to stretch. The office feels smaller now. The walls are cold. Your coat is damp from earlier exposure to the wind. You rub your arms. Your legs ache. You move toward the window, but the glass is too cold to touch. You look outside anyway. Streets empty, gray, people moving with purpose, cars few and far between. You recognize the city, yet it feels alien, harsh, unwelcoming. Time passes slowly. Every noise is amplified. A door slamming, a paper falling, a chair scraping the floor. The mind becomes alert, constantly listening, calculating. Any sudden sound might be harmless, or it might signal danger. Living like this wears down both body and mind. Even your thoughts feel tired. You think of home. You think of warmth. You think of the few comforts you have left, and they are fragile, fleeting. The afternoon drags slowly. Fatigue grows heavier. Your back aches. Your eyes sting from staring at dim screens. You can feel the weight of hunger in your stomach. You rub your temples. You try to focus, but your mind wanders again to survival. The cold, the lines for food, the dark stairwells, the uncertainty of whether electricity will return. You take a deep breath. You push through because there is no other option. You glance at the clock again, almost time to leave. But leaving does not bring relief. Outside, the streets are cold and empty. The walk back will be harsh. You will be tired, hungry, vulnerable. You mentally prepare for the journey home. You bundle yourself as best you can. You collect your things. You move through the quiet corridors, careful not to disturb anyone. And yet, even as you leave, the city feels heavy. The air presses down. The gray sky above stretches endlessly. The wind cuts your face, your ears, your hands. You see others moving, heads down, hurrying. Everyone carries the same burden: endurance, vigilance, survival. Every step is measured, every choice calculated, every breath precious. As you descend the stairs, you hear the distant hum of a generator, or maybe just your imagination. The shadows in the stairwell seem longer than before. You step carefully, hand on the rail, boots scraping against worn concrete. Each step is a negotiation with reality. Each step reminds you that this city is relentless, and so is survival here. By the time you reach your apartment, the weight of the day presses down fully. You are cold, hungry, and tired, but you are alive for now. And you know tomorrow will bring the same challenges, maybe worse. And you wonder quietly how long you could endure this before it becomes too much. You walk back toward your apartment. The streets are darker now, the dim glow of broken streetlights flickering intermittently. The wind cuts sharply across your face, making you pull your coat tighter. Every step is deliberate, careful, measured. The frozen slush crunches under your boots. Every sound echoes in the emptiness, a distant dog barking, the scrape of metal, the sigh of the wind. The city feels deserted. Few people move on the streets. A lone figure hurries past, head down, scarf wrapped tightly. Another person carries a bag of groceries, shoulders hunched against the cold. You see yourself in them. Everyone is just trying to survive. Everyone is just trying to reach the next warm spot, the next meal, the next moment of safety. Your apartment building rises ahead, gray and silent. The doors are cold metal. You push against them, fingers stiff, and step inside. The stairwell is dark, no lights. Your footsteps echo, bouncing off walls that are cold, damp, and peeling. Each step is careful. Each step reminds you of the city outside, relentless, harsh, unforgiving. Inside your apartment, you set down your bag. You remove your boots, wet and stiff. You rub your hands together, trying to draw some warmth. You hang up your coat. You stare at the fridge, silent, empty except for a few meager items. The smell of cold lingers. The air is still. The room is quiet, except for the hum of distant wind and the occasional creak of the building settling. You sit down on the edge of the bed. The thin blanket offers little comfort. You pull it around yourself. Your body is sore, your muscles tense from the day, your fingers stiff. You try to relax, but the cold seeps through. It touches your bones. It sinks into your chest. You shiver despite layers of clothing. You eat what little you have: bread, a small piece of cheese, a few vegetables. Each bite is deliberate, slow. You try to savor it, but hunger is persistent, gnawing at your stomach regardless. You drink cold water from the bottle. The taste is metallic, sharp. It bites your teeth. You force it down anyway. Survival does not wait for comfort. Survival does not wait for warmth. Outside, the wind howls. You hear faint sirens in the distance. Air raid warning? Maybe. Maybe not. You check your phone. No signal. No news. Nothing. You put it down. Silence fills the room. The weight of isolation presses down on you. You are alert. You are wary. Every noise could be something. Every shadow could hold danger. You lie down under the thin blanket. You pull it over your shoulders, over your head. The mattress is hard. The floor beneath is frozen through. You wrap your arms around yourself. You try to sleep, but your mind races. Thoughts of the city, of hunger, of cold, of fear, of tomorrow. You remember the faces of people on the street, the child at the bus stop, the cashier at the store. Every face tired, worn, resigned. You see yourself among them, and you feel the weight of what it means to survive here. Time passes slowly. The darkness outside is unbroken. No light, no warmth, only silence, only cold, only endurance. You listen for sounds, the wind, footsteps, sirens. Each noise makes your body tense. Each pause between noises is heavy with anticipation. Your heart beats in rhythm with the city's pulse, cautious, slow, alert. You realize your body is exhausted, your mind is exhausted, your spirit feels thin. Survival has worn you down. You think about tomorrow, the same cold, the same hunger, the same struggle. There is no promise of relief, only the repetition of endurance, only the unending march of hours into nights, into days. And then, as you lie there, a thought hits you with sudden clarity. Could you endure this for a week, a month, a year? Every muscle aches, every thought is heavy, every breath feels deliberate. And deep down, you know the truth. This city, this life, this struggle, it is relentless. It is merciless. And you would not survive. The night stretches on, you pull the blanket tighter, you close your eyes, but sleep is shallow. The cold persists, the hunger persists, the tension persists. Your mind drifts to what might happen tomorrow. The streets will be just as harsh, the wind just as sharp, the city just as indifferent. And so you rest lightly, not because you are safe, but because you must. In the darkness, you understand fully. This is life here. Survival is not a story of heroism. It is quiet, it is relentless, it is exhausting. It is about enduring, moment by moment, breath by breath. And in this truth, you know that you, like so many before you, could not last. You would not survive here, not in 2025. The night presses down, the cold seeps in, the wind howls outside, and the city waits, waiting for another day, waiting for another soul to endure or to give up.